when you guys did the iPod, and I remember one year Steve was being interviewed up here, and the iPod was hugely successful, and he made some wisecrack about how it's good to have finally a product that's above 5% share. He was very happy about that. But one of the things you did was to create a range of iPods at different prices.
Yeah.
Not like last year's model, but a range of new things that, each to hit a different price point and a different use case for a different kind of audience. And at one famous moment, which you probably were involved in, because, with the whole executive team there, you guys killed off the iPod Mini, which was the best-selling MP3 player in the world. You just killed it.
Yeah.
Not when it failed, when it was at the top of its game and you brought in the Nano and so forth. But you wound up with this whole range of things. And you haven't done that with the iPhone or the iPad. You do have the Mini, but the iPhone in particular, you've had this sense of, well, we're going to cover price points. I'm going to save you the trouble of saying this, because they all know it. We're going to cover the price points by having this year's be the $200 subsidized one, and last year's be the $99 subsidized ones, and the year before that, and they can all run the current iOS. I want to make that clear. There may be some features that the oldest one can't do, but they all run the current iOS, and the one from the 2 years before is 0, and that's as much as you've done to vary it. You've never come out with like 2 different new iPhones for different either price points or demographics or regions or anything. Why not? It worked on iPod. Why doesn't it work on iPhone?
Well, we haven't so far. That doesn't shut off the future. So let me answer the question on why haven't we so far. It takes a lot of work, a lot of really detailed work to do a phone right when you manage the hardware, the software, and the services around it. And we've chosen to put our energy in getting those right, and have made the choices in order to do that. And so we haven't become defocused and working multiple lines. The other part of that is if you take your example on iPod, which I think is a good one, think about what the evolution of iPod over time. At one point we brought in a shuffle. Well, the shuffle didn't have the same functionality as other products. It was a really cool product. It played a different role, and it was great for some customers, but it was strikingly different than the Nano or the Mini when it was announced, or of course the product that we now call the Classic. And the Nano or the Mini played a different role than the Classic did. If you remember when we brought out the Mini, people were saying, well, nobody's going to buy this. It's priced too high, and it doesn't store enough songs. Because people got used to the huge amount of storage that was in Classic. And then the Mini proved that no, people in fact really want something lighter, thinner, smaller. And today we wouldn't describe Mini in those terms because it was pretty big compared to the Nano that we ship today, but that's how we thought of it at the time. And so my only point is these products all served a different person, a different type. They serve different needs. And so on the phone, that is the question, is are we now at a point to serve enough people that we need to do that?
So let me help you.
Yeah.
There seem to be people that like phones with a lot bigger screens than your phone, than even your expanded one that you just brought out. I don't know the exact numbers, but there seem to be people that like those. And then there also seem to be people that like kind of things that are between phones and tablets, phablets, we call them on All Things D, that where there's a stylus. I don't know, Steve used to say, styluses were a bad thing, but in my experience with Steve, he would say things were bad things or impossible to make, and then he would go do them. So does a large screen or a stylus, are those different enough things to
I think the large
give you a
screen
sense
has
that
kind
there
of
are other things to do?
At a macro level, it might, but a large screen today comes with a lot of trade-offs. When you look at, people do look at the size, customers clearly are looking at size, but they also look at things like, do the photos show the proper color, the white balance, reflectivity, battery life, brightness, the longevity of the display. And so there's a whole bunch of things that are very important to the display. And what our customers want is for us to weigh those and come out with a decision. And at this point, we felt that the Retina display that we're shipping is overwhelmingly the best. But that's why those trade-offs exist. So in a hypothetical world where the trade-offs didn't exist, you could see that being one of the things that differentiates.